think it's working. Sweet. Okay. All right. Here's the we just actually finished going over one, but you can on the board here talking about some stuff. Yeah. So, keep looking through that. One, two. You're looking at two right now. So for two, it's talking about PCR, which is this first part up here.
Yeah.
So the first it asks if you only used one primer. Do you understand that part? Oh, okay. I got you. So, with PCR, you have your DNA, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then what's going to happen is they're coming back together, they're going to be individuals, and there's going to be lots of primers. Forward and reverse primers, right? And so all of the template strands, and this strand will get copied by the reverse primer. This original one copied again.
Yeah.
So with each consecutive cycle, you're making more and more and more and more. You're going to have like an exponential. That, right?
Yeah.
Because every single time you're doubling.
So,
Makes sense? So if you only had one primer,
with
though,
one
it would
primer,
split in half,
it would.
this would stay here, and it would only copy this half. So it would still grow, but it would be more like this.
So it.
Significantly slower.
So it would take a longer time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the replication itself would be. It
Yeah.
would just be happening at only half the amount. So like.
So. Yeah.
Like if you copy both of these, you start with 2, you go to 4, you start with 4, you go to 8, start with 8, go to 16.
Yeah.
But if you start with only half as much, you start with 1, go to 2. Start with 2, then 4. And so it's only going to be half for each cycle. Half of it will get copied every time.
So, okay. So half the amount of DNA would. Yeah. So half.
That's what you have both primers.
Half the amount of DNA.
I said the DNA would not grow as quickly because only one template would be copied. Each primer in a PCR experiment is designed to bind to one of the two template DNA strands. During a typical PCR cycle, the two primers allowed replication of each template strand. As a result, the number of targeted DNA sequence doubles with each PCR. Only one primer was included in PCR. Only one template DNA strand would be copied. The number of target DNA sequences would not grow exponentially with each PCR cycle.
Okay, suppose you perform PCR using only one copy of a double-stranded DNA molecule. How many copies of this double-stranded? 15 cycles.
You understand how to do that math?
Yeah, so it's just you wouldn't be doubling every time you move. So
No. So this one you do. You're
so
doing
you do
PCR.
double it every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she doesn't say that we only have one primer. In this one,
But there are two. You're copying it with the two primers.
yeah. So you have literally only one strand of DNA, which would never happen. But suppose theoretically you started out with one strand of DNA, right? You're gonna copy it 15 times. So after one time, you have
Two.
well, technically 4. Start with 2, and then you're gonna raise it to 2. You're gonna raise it to 2 again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you end up with 2 to the 15th power for 15 cycles.
Okay.
Yeah, because every cycle.
So
it's
after
times
15 cycles, it
Second
would
cycle
be
is gonna be times 2 again.
32,768.
I wish we were stuck with these rules this year.
I'm so glad you understand this. We usually think of intense being the most active around 37 degrees. However, DNA synthesis occurs at 72 degrees during each cycle. What is unique about the DNA polymerase that is used in PCR? Okay.
You know this one? So this is actually kind of cool. They knew that they would need a polymerase that would be able to withstand high heats in order to withstand the PCR, right? And so what they did is they actually went and got Taq polymerase. I think Taq polymerase actually comes from bacteria that grow in like springs. I'm not entirely sure. I think Taq polymerase is found in like hot springs. Bacteria in hot springs. Thermophilic bacteria. Yep. Like yeah, in hot springs and hydrothermal vents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool because it's designed to operate at a higher temperature, and so it won't be like denatured by. Um,
Okay.
so we didn't see this time. It's just me doing this. Super attractive.
Regular play an important role in DNA.
So this one's just a structural difference. It's just deoxygenated, right? So you take off, or but you just take off an OH group, and then it's double deoxygenated. Deoxy means you take off two oxygen groups.
Maybe this will turn
Yeah, technically it's taking up OH.
that's
Not oxidation, but
yeah.
score 3.
1.2. Right. Three. Yeah, I was trying to look at this, but like I know we've done distance and gene mapping before,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not 100% certain how to apply it.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have 30% A, 30% T, 20% G, 20% C, right?
Yeah.
So what you end up doing is you want to change those into, you want to change each of those percentages into decimals, right? Because that's the probability of like running into one of them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like you're moving along and you have a 30, any given point you have a 30% chance the next one's going to be an A. You have a 30% chance the next one is going to be a T. Not 30% G, right?
Yeah.
So at any given point you have those. And what you're going to do is you're going to multiply them all together, and then it's 1 over that, because that would be your distance.
Okay.
And this is just average distance, right? So like, you can't really say like exactly, you know, because it's like a numbers game. It's just probability.
Okay. So 0.3 times.
So here, just give me one of the examples. I'll write it up here.
So AGCT.
Okay. Sequence is A, G, C, T.
So
You're looking for the
0.3
probability
times
of
0.2 times 0.2
Yeah,
times
so this is 0.3, 2, 2. You're going to multiply these together. And 1 over all of those.
and 0.036 over 9 1 over. Would be 277.7.
Yeah. Do you want to do
Yeah.
when you trigonometric some of them you can like just put them to a certain power. Go to the fourth power, point it to the eighth power. So
Yeah.
all of them are like all the rate of GCCs.
Okay.
You understand this
Yeah.
though, right?
I understand it now.
Like, because this number here is your probability of running into that.
Yeah.
And so this, when you divide it by one, that gives you the distance. Or one
Okay.
divided by that. So like that, does that make sense? Smaller probabilities relate to greater distances between them.
Okay. Yeah.
Bon. Wish to use DNA sequencing to determine the nucleotide sequence molecule shown below. Definitely good. Mhm. Can you go for it? Go for it. Oh, that's a terrible eraser. Or just a really good marker. Did you just buy these now?
No.
I think it's also like the marker, and it's also that sometimes these boards when they get a little bit greasy. Smears.
Which is why they have. Okay. So how do you know what each of these are going
Not trying to try.
So, burn image that represents the result.
So this one is simple because you have the base pairs. The base pairs will tell you how far it's going to fall. Does that make sense? Because those are like sizes.
Yeah.
You're going to have your bigger sizes are going to be up near the top, and your smaller sizes are going to be down near the bottom. So it looks like we need everywhere from 4,000 to 400. Oh, is there a 100 in there?
For this problem, soon you receive one lane of the gel from molecular marker sample. Oh,
Okay, so the marker will contain. would fit, but the gels never look that. They're gonna look like this. Alright. You're gonna and each one is 24,000. Don't put these on or even. Oh, do you want to use a different one? Please.
Or
This one is each one. Mm-hmm. 2,400. 400. And 4. Beautiful. And then the next one. I'm gonna do this one. It's pretty easy to roll one. And this one has 1 and 4,000. So both of them, you're gonna have everything on there that we had before: 400, 1,200. Oh no, except for no, not 2,400 or 4,000, because those get cut up. So, yeah. Want me to read them off for you?
Okay.
So you're gonna have 1,600, 1,200, 800. And then
Is this the top or is this the top? Because it says in this drawing it seems the top of the curve is at the bottom.
oh, oops, did I write that backwards? Sorry. Oh my gosh, you're totally right. I'm gonna get some of that good stuff. That's beautiful. Right? So I have marker and black, and then blue, orange, and green. Part B.
So the linear fragment is using, I'm guessing you're keeping the same marker. So that the linear fragment of being 25 B for the fragments contain one. Okay. So
No, it wants a different feature though. It wants the linear restriction map. So we're going to draw in where it would be on that. Yeah, erase a little bit. Just things that want me in this very here for on. So this one. Um, Line 3 and SMA1. So line 3 is from 2500 base pairs to 5, or 2500 to 5000.
It's from 2005. Yeah, it's a good five. So, go for it. So delete this like
I'm gonna. Linear restriction maps.
so the circuit there's the plasma restriction will be like 25.
Yeah.
So I'd like to start with that one.
What? I'm just like, because I kind of. I feel like there's just like a little thing to understand. It's like I need to get probably figured out in a minute. Okay, I think I get it. So if SMA1 is cutting the DNA into 2000 and 5500, we know that there is a total of 7500 base pairs, right? And if
Yeah.
line 3 is cutting it into 2500 and 5000, we know that there's also going to be 7500, right? So those things tell us that there's 7500 base pairs total, which I guess it told us in the problem. But then when you put them together, you look at how much you have, and that's going to tell you where it's going to cut, right? Yeah. So you know that it's SMA1, right? Is putting it into 2005, 5500, that it's going to put some here, 2000 base pairs. And then it's going to, on this side, it's going to be 55. You follow? And that's going to be SMA1. Then our other one,
would be
hind 3.
which is 2,500.
Yeah, so it's 500 more. So this is going to be 500. And then that leaves behind right?
Yeah.
And that's 403. And that just tells us where they are, where the call signs are.
And then for the hind 3 address.
Yeah, together, but they're only the cuts in one spot.
Okay.
So if it cut both, then you would end up with a 2,000, 500, and 5,000.
And
So
it
we
says
can
for
circle
hind
those.
3 and SMA 1, 2,500, 2,000. So
Oh, I think I get it. Since they're doing 3,000 this way, it's going 4,500 this way. So, I'm gonna figure this out. So you still have your SMA 1 is cutting, it's 2,000, right? And 5,500 for SMA 1.
SMA 1, 2,055.
But then, if you assume it cuts instead from the other direction,
Okay.
then you have like 2,500. So let's look at this. If it's cutting there, then that leaves the strands of 2,500 and 5,000. Right? The goal.
Yeah.
And then, if you cut both, you're going to have 2,000.
2,000, 2,500.
And then if you take off both of those, you'll end up with.
Okay.
So that's to have the other direction.
Yeah.
So this is both.
Um, okay.
I hope that makes sense. I think
Yeah,
four
it
did,
makes-
so should. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here's that. So the blue is for hind 3. So you'll see the cut site is right there on the DNA, and then it splits it up into segments of 2,500 and 5,000. The SMA 1 is the orange line on there, and it cuts it up into 2,000 and 5,500. And if you use both of them, that's in the green, and you would end up with 2,000, 3,000, and 2,500.
And so for the circular one,
Hopefully the circular one's easier.
circular, 5,200 these pairs.
So CLA1 is 5,200 base pairs, so it's just leaving it once. Yeah? And then sack one, you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So you know it's going to cleave it
So
4 times. Right? Yeah. And so we have to do the math to figure out where it's going to be in relation to the CL1. So I think we should put the sack ones on there first, because those will be easier to place. Because we just need to figure out, we just need to place the CAL1, right?
okay.
No, you don't have to erase that all. Jeez. Calm down. Okay, we're just doing it all.
I had already started.
Okay. So sack one pieces are going to be 2,600.
2,600.
That's exactly half. Yeah. It's 26 times 2 is 52, right? Yeah. So, I'm going to put it there. And write 2,600 on these sides. And then it makes one that is 1,200, and one that is 800, and one that's 600.
1,200.
I don't think it has to be that beautiful. 1,200 would be almost half of 2,600. Yeah, so I'd put it right there. And then 800 and 600, so damage. And so that one is sack one, so I would write sack one above that. Or you can write it by the things. So usually that's so it shows everything it is. And then with both of them, we end up with, oh, so it's going to cut in half the big segment, because we end up with 600, 800, 1,200, and 1,400. Oh, so that means that it cuts the 2,600 one into a 1,400 piece and a 1,200 piece. Yeah. So the
And so the
CLA1, that one you get, instead of getting a 2,600 piece, you get a 1,400 piece. So that means you're gonna chunk this about in half. Or you can do it at the bottom if it's more out of the way, but I think that's fine. And so then this piece would be like 1,200, just like this one. And this one would be 1,400, which is what we get a new one. And together they make the 2,600 segment.
Or down.
No, it's about right. And it's relative to the other one. Yep, that's good. Oh, just right on CAL1. Is that CAL1? Or CLA? Sorry, CLA1. And that's our plasmid DNA. Cool, we're all done with the problem 5. Okay, so on this we have our cut sites. We did our cut sites for
You want to move it a little closer.
yeah. So we have our cut sequences for stack 1. We put those on first, and we just divided the total um, into our 1200 piece, 800 piece, 600 piece, and 2600 piece. And then based on what was left over when we used both of them, we know that it had to be the CAO1 had to be splitting the 2600 piece into a 1400 piece, leaving behind another 1200 piece that would read the same. So number of bases. Base pairs. Let's take one more look at problem 4 and figure it out. Let's take another crack at it, I guess.
Oh. And then didn't get help to how you
Yeah, I know.
so how do you know understanding what point? Maybe this.
Oh my gosh, is it on the PowerPoint? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's just tell them.
um,
Let me draw 2 of them.
yeah, I can do these. Oh.
There's two. Beautiful.
Okay, so that. So now, after DNA sequencing using the Sanger method of describing past DNA fragments with a very biological voices, what would the banding pattern look like for the sequence? So for this sequence up here, the CCGAA, CAC, CAG, CGC fragment on the inside, what would that banding pattern look like?
No, I think that that's just it. Because these are like that's the DNA all cut up on there.
Yeah.
So that's it. I don't think it's anything else.
But is this CCGAATAC one of the ones that we just drew?
No, you're not. Like,
Because what we just drew is what it says. In order to answer this question, suggest your pair diagram with 4 lanes, one for each DD and TP. Clearly indicate the reaction mixture that was loaded in each lane on the gel, then draw the pattern of the resulting band.
you don't want to do that.
Huh? No.
I don't understand how it would affect it differently.
So, do we need to create a complementary sequence to the one above?
I do not know.
This question is confusing. Because it's got so much stuff it's saying, and it's confusing as to what exactly this question is looking for. Other than looking at the whole question. But then you're like, but looking at the whole question, which pattern? The pattern for this sequence, pattern for a complementary sequence, or is this it? Does it have anything on the on the
On the key?
on the key? It look
Really?
wait, what? It's a persuade. Okay, none of those patterns are the same as what we just did.
I know some trouble on code too. You just go ask her to tell someone on the wall.
Yeah.
You can probably explain it better than us sitting here looking at it.
I guess he's not going to be there
You?
on a Saturday.
I just meant for understanding it.
Yeah, maybe we can go like ask them on Monday or something.
Well, you could go check if they're there. Alright, well.
Anyways,